I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooling than them. I am alive today, Baba. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people have died today. I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am not cooling than them. Good morning, oh, good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Holy Ghost. I am alive today. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am alive today. I am alive today. What did I do, Father? What did I do to deserve all your great love? As I wake up this morning, I go on my knees, full of tears, tears of joy, tears of praise, tears of thanksgiving. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. Oh, yes, yes. I am alive today, Papa. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooling than them. I am alive today, Baba. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooler than them. Good morning, oh, good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Holy Ghost. I am alive today. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am alive today. People have died today.
Welcome to Talk TV Media Network. Those of you watching, it's a sad day here in the US. Another shootout today in the United States, here in Texas. A shootout that has led to several children dead. Uh, a lot of people are dead, and it's not pretty. So I just thought I we get you the best news happening around the world right now, especially here in the U.S. A school shooting today, this morning, that led to the death of almost 15 people. Breaking news is coming up, as you can see, from various outlets taking place around the world and here in the U.S. Shooting that led to 14 students and a teacher dead, Texas governor says. So I'm just here to bring you all the happenings, what's happening right now. It's a sad day um, here in the city of Texas, to be more specific. And as you can see, I will keep reading you the headlines happening as they come in. We are looking at the various outlets, news outlets as well. Our colleagues are reporting from. So we'll be able to bring you all of this information. Too many people are dead today just from gun shooting. 14 dead, a teacher, that's 15 people. Um, it's a sad day. Can you imagine just taking your kids to school, drop them off, and only to be called, only to realize that that child is gone, that baby of yours is gone. This is what's happening here in the US, the issue of guns. And most times this issue comes on the table, but nobody want to touch that topic when it comes to restrictions of gun control here in America. Democrats fight, Republicans fight. Everybody have their political agendas, and then cut in the middle are the innocent lives. Today, just a week ago, a week or two ago, we had another shooting at a local supermarket in New York that led to 13 people dead. So this one is shooting at a Texas elementary school leaves 14 students and a teacher dead, the governor says. So I'm going to keep bringing you breaking news as I play you music. And when we give you all the full information, then we'll get off the air. But until then, this is Sam at Talk TV Media Network. 2 days before the start of summer break, an 18-year-old man opened fire at an elementary school in Valde, in Val, Alvale, Texas, on Tuesday, killing 14 students and one teacher, Governor Greg Abbott said. Wow, this is beyond human comprehension. Um, the school consolidated Independent School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo said there also were multiple injuries from a mass casualty incident at Robb Elementary in uh, Valde. The gunman is believed to have acted alone and is dead, he said. So, as you can see from the news, that is unfolding. The shooter was killed as well, but he took many lives with him. This is what's happening around the world. People are dying. You know, Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, the right to carry arms here in the U.S. I hope that our government officials, our law-abiding officials, our politicians, our leaders will be able to put a grip on what's happening here in the U.S. It's a hot button issue when it comes to politics here in the U.S. when it comes to guns control. Nowadays, almost every 5 people you see that pass by you, 2 or 3 or 4 carry guns um, here in America. And you don't know who is who. If someone is angry at you, they might open fire. So that's what's happening. This is why it's important that we are grateful to be alive. These children don't deserve to die the way they die. The ones that died last a couple of weeks ago in New York, they didn't deserve to die at the hand of one man, a bullet. So this is what's happening. Breaking news. Let's see what Fox News is saying. Uh, Fox is saying at least 14 children, one teacher killed in shooting at elementary school. Governor Abbott says. This is upsetting. This is crazy. What's happening? Pictures and videos are coming in. It's a sad story, sad scene. It's a crime scene, the entire school campus. This story started developing early this morning and I've been following it. It's a tragedy, complete, complete tragedy. To see this, that you will take your child to school in the morning and you never get to have them back home alive, only to have them dead for someone who's crazy, someone who is probably suffering mental issues, um, but has access to guns. These are some of the things that are creating issues in the country. Mental issue has become a big problem here in the US, and the gun laws are not being restricted, you know, for people to handle guns. Criminals go out there, they handle guns. Um, so you don't know who is who. And that's why people are dying. Crazy person handles a gun. Anything that makes them mad or upset, they open fire. They open fire. And as a result, that's why you see a lot of people, parents nowadays are doing a lot of homeschooling, teaching their kids at home, because they don't want to take the chances. School zones are meant to be safe, as well as even churches. Because even a few weeks ago, there was a shooting in a church here in the US that led to, I think, one or two people dead. So this is what's happening here. Every day, there's danger everywhere. And we need to bring this to light. This is something the government needs to do something about. You can imagine, you know, 13 people dying one day, just 2 weeks ago. And today, 15 are dead. This is what's happening. Issues of gun control in the country. I cannot imagine, you know, this has been ongoing almost every year, and every election that comes around. These guys, they just want political offices, but they get in there, there's nothing done with regards. And all we're going to see is a charade of comments and sadness by these politicians. They get on the airwaves, on media outlets and stuff, and condemn the situation. And that's the end. Can someone do something about this? It could be your child, Mr. Senator, Mrs. Senator. It could be your son. It could be your daughter, your loved one. But you have the power to stand up against the powers that be, to fight for gun control in this country. You know, so this is what's happening. People need to realize that common sense, common sense issues must be put on the table. At the end of the day, if I'm coming home, if I drop my child, my son, my girl, my baby at school, I'm expecting to pick them up after work happily. But today, 14 parents are crying. 14 parents in Texas are crying because they lost children. So it's all out there on major outlets. It's not something that's hitting, it's going as wildfire. NBC is carrying another one headline right here. Let me see what's the latest they have as well. Our NBC networks as well. They probably, yeah, 14 students, one teacher killed in Texas elementary school shooting. These are the headlines in America right now. Just 2 weeks ago, we had similar headlines of 13 people being dead, shot at a local supermarket. You know, this is this is sad. This is crazy. Something needs to be done. Just by an 18-year-old, an 18-year-old suspect, 18-year-old. What in the world an 18-year-old is carrying a semi-automatic gun or 45? These are guns that people use in Africa and around the world when there's serious war or fight going on. These are guns that are being used in Ukraine with with Russia, but we keep them in our homes here and we parade with them, you know, and no control. What do we do? The society we live in. A lot of us that have children have our children being homeschooled nowadays because I don't think it's safe with what's happening for me to take my child and drop my child off, not knowing if I'm going to pick them up at the end of the day or not. These are some of the things that are happening. I want to make sure I drop my child off to school and with a hope and praying that my child is going to come home safe at the end of the day. But this is not happening in most cases here in the US. Innocent children are caught in crossfire. The one who just killed the other day at the supermarket, 13 people dead, is behind bars. Today, this one, luckily, he's dead. But these are all lone wolves. They are there in the pockets, and the essence of this network is to make sure that if you see someone strange in your neighborhood or in your apartment, behaving out of the ordinary, or you see anything suspicious, report it to law enforcement. This is what, because you never know. You could be saving a life. You could be saving dozens of people. You could be saving dozens of people. So you see anything suspicious, you see someone has a mental issue and they have a gun and they make threatening remarks and stuff and they're saying stuff out of the ordinary, report it to law enforcement. You could be saving a life. You could be saving a life. Those of us who are grateful to be alive today. And so as I bring you breaking news, I will keep playing you this song.
Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooler than them. I am alive today, Baba. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooler than them. Good morning, oh, good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Holy Ghost. I am alive today. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am alive today. I am alive today. What did I do, Father? What did I do to deserve all your great love? As I wake up this morning, I go on my knees, full of tears, tears of joy, tears of praise, tears of thanksgiving. Thank the Lord for the gift of life. Oh, yes, yes. I am alive today, Papa. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooler than them. I am alive today, Baba. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooler than them. Good morning, oh, good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Holy Ghost. I am alive today. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am alive today.
So this is something we all need to be grateful for those of us who are alive today, because there are those who are grieving right now. There are those who are crying right now. There are families, they don't even know how they're going to spend the evening. There are families that don't have their children around the table, the dinner table tonight, because of someone who is crazy, someone who has a gun, someone who doesn't know anything better. An 18-year-old kid, having control of a gun. This is what I'm talking about. This is what we are talking about for those of us who are alive. So there is always a reason to be thankful. There's always a reason to be grateful to God, because there are other families that are grieving right now. 13 people, 14 people dead with a teacher, including the teacher. Yeah, at a local school. This mayhem is being caused by an 18-year-old man. This is not someone I'm even interested in talking about. It's not someone I'm interested in talking about. However, the damage is already done. Thank God for our law enforcement officers who show up and had the courage and the bravery to engage him. He could have taken so many lives, so many other people he could have taken. Very sad situation. He could have taken more. But our brave men, our law enforcement officers who responded in bravery, it could have been more. More. It's sad. When will this end? Or even not just end, but when can it be curtailed? Here in America, shootings are taking place. People are dying every day. People are dying every day. So this is what we are talking about. My listeners are telling me that they are not hearing what's happening. They are not hearing me. If the audio is out there clear, let me know. Please, those of you who are watching, because we want to make sure that information flows. Right. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to do. Let's see, our internet connection here, our internet connection. We want to make sure everything is good for you all. Okay? We want to make sure everything is good. Until then, I will just continue to play you music while we work on this.
I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those mortuary. I am no cooling than them. I am alive today, Baba. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people have died today. I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary. I am not calling than them. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Holy Ghost. I am alive today. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am alive today. I am alive today. What did I do, Father? What did I do to deserve all your great love? As I wake up this morning, I go on my knees, full of tears, tears of joy, tears of praise, tears of thanksgiving. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. Oh, yes, yes. I am alive today, Papa. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooling than them. I am alive today, Baba. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people have died to.
It is only by the grace of God that we are alive, as the songwriter says. It is only by the grace of God, you know, that we are alive today. Only by His grace. Only by His grace. Because many people, innocent lives, innocent children are dead as we speak. Many innocent lives are lost. 15 people dead today alone. I mean, if you look at it all over the US, there are more deaths today. But this just happened today in a mass quantity, number of people. Uh, Imagine taking your child, fixing lunch, breakfast together in the morning, and putting them up in the car or dropping them at the bus station to pick them up to drop them to school, only to realize that that is the last goodbye you are telling your child, that they will not come back alive. This is what just happened in Texas today. 14 children dead with a teacher because of someone who's carrying a gun, an 18-year-old carrying a gun. Just last week, 2 weeks ago, there was another shooting in Buffalo, New York, where 13 people were dead, 10 blacks killed. When will our lawmakers do something when it comes to gun control? When will our political leaders here do something? Who will have the courage, the fortitude, within them to rise up to say, let's do something? I am not saying take away the guns completely, but there is a common sense solution. Because my thing is, if almost 5 or 6 teachers in that school had guns with them, that one shooter could not have killed so many children like that, could not have survived that all by himself. You see the common sense? So people need to be equipped because the guns, most of the guns are in the wrong people, wrong hands. When will we stop this? That's why you find so many parents are now sending their kids to homeschool, online school. They rather stay home and they do everything online. That's another alternative. That's another alternative. Because the fear here is you don't know, you drop your child to school, if he or she is going to come back. That's the fear. May God help us. I just wanted to make sure I bring this to the network for your hearing that our lawmakers, even here in the city of Tulsa, in Oklahoma, in Texas, because Texas is next door to us, it's our prayer, if our leaders are listening, that they can do something about this. The proliferation of guns everywhere, making it very easy for criminals to handle guns. Gun, we know, yes, gun is a big market, big business for America. We know that. But don't make it easy for criminals to get a hold of it. Background checks, there should be layers of security for someone to qualify to get a gun. These things need common sense, laws needs to be put in place. You know, what will you do if someone knocks at your door at night and they have a gun and you don't? So if you qualify, if you pass the background check to get it, I advise you to go and get your training and get your certificate as well, because it is your job to defend yourself and your household and your children. It is your job to defend yourself. You know, you can go to school, get your gun license, conceal to carry, go learn how to shoot, and protect yourself for anything that may come. Because this, what's happening, is not just in public places like schools or supermarkets. It's happening in churches. You go to a place of worship and you are nervous. You're scared. You're thinking the next person who might just be coming in to the door is about to spray everybody. Fear. Fear. This is what these people are doing, inciting fear. And this is the work of the enemy. This is the work of the devil, to incite fear and put fear in the lives of people. And fear is not of God. Fear is of the devil. I'm a father. I'm a father. I have children. I love them dearly. You know, but I don't want someone stupid because they're upset, because they have mental issues and they didn't do a good background check and they have a gun, only to make sure that I lost my children because of shooting, because of guns. No, this is not, we want a society that is free. Society, we want to live in a society that is not going to incite fear. This is what we want. It's all in the news. CNN is carrying it. You know, Fox is carrying it. NBC is carrying it. It's live. Every network you go right now. Here in the US. Why? Why America? 15 killed. 15 people dead. Just like that. Bam, 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 bam. Crazy, crazy. This has been happening. And this is a plea to our lawmakers. This is a plea to our governors. Do something. Don't sit there. Have a guts. It could have been your child, Mr. Governor, Madam Governor. It could have been Madam Lawmaker, Mr. Lawmaker. It could have been your child. It could have been your relative, your niece, your nephew, your cousin. Do something. The people are hurting. The innocent lives have been lost. And those of us who are grateful to be alive, let's thank God, as the song says. And I will have you listen to this before I take off and close this segment. While we are alive today, be grateful.
I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary. I am no cooler than them. I am alive today, Baba. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people have died today. I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary. I am not cooler than them. Good morning, oh, good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Holy Ghost. I am alive today. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am alive today. I am alive today. What did I do, Father? What did I do to deserve all your great love? As I wake up this morning, I go on my knees, full of tears, tears of joy, tears of praise, tears of thanksgiving. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. Oh, yes, yes. I am alive today, Papa. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooler than them. I am alive today, Baba. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace.
So, as the news come in, it said this shooter uh, is believed that he abandoned his vehicle and entered into the Robb Elementary School in Orville with a handgun. And he may have also had a rifle, but that is not yet confirmed according to my most recent report. He shot and killed horrifically, incomprehensibly, 14 students and killed a teacher. A rifle, handgun. So he had two guns too. He was well equipped. Well equipped. So this was planned, this was intentional. He knew what he was up to. He knew, just like the shooter who killed 13 people just 2 weeks ago. He had an armor, bulletproof jacket on. And for those of you who do not understand, these things, military hardware, it's sold everywhere here in America. You can go in the store and go buy military uniforms, military hardware. You can buy an AR-15, an AK-47, 45. As long you qualify, you're able whatsoever. Some people sell them on the black market. They're everywhere. You can buy a Humvee and drive it in the street. You don't have to be in the military. And that's part of the freedom. I get it. That's part of what America is about: freedom, liberty, justice. But will these people today, these children, receive justice? Will their family receive justice ever? No. There's a missing table, there's a missing spot, there's a missing chance or seat at the table tonight. In some home, a chair is missing, a presence of a child is missing. When will we learn something? When will our leaders learn? Let's do something to our African community here in the states of Oklahoma. Do something. Don't sit there. We must have a voice. These people are in leadership because of us. So we must petition them for common sense gun laws. Oh, it's easy to say, that's not my child. It's very easy to say that because your child is not the one who died in a shootout today. That's someone else's child. It's easy to say that as a leader, as a gun, fanatic. We all love guns. We love guns, right? But there must be some control. America, there's no war in the street. The paramilitary, the police, the law enforcement, they should be the one carrying those heavy, heavy machine guns to protect us. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. Why would someone need an AK-47 in the street somewhere, a rifle, an AR-15, an M16? Why? When there's no war going on here. The only war that's going on is economic war. Economic war. 18-year-old. These are teenagers, man. They carry guns, killing people. Someone is frustrated. Mental issue is another big issue. And these are the issues that needs to be addressed. These are issues that needs to be looked into to curtail a lot of these unforeseen circumstances, like mental issue, mental health. Mental health, because when the mind is not right, there are lots of things that are done that are incorrect. A lot of people need healing. A lot of people need to be in these institutions where they need to seek help. The same thing happening, almost similar thing like the way we Liberians, we have Zogos in Liberia. It's mental health. When you have a society that polluted with Zogos all around, that's just a reference I'm giving. Crime increases. Crime, because you're sleeping and you don't know what's going to happen to you at night. A Zogo might be coming in to break in. Here, someone with a gun. Open, broad day, open fire with a handgun and a rifle. Bam, 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 pop, 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 pop. And a lot of things that we parents need to do too, because what's happening when you look at the dynamics and the scenario of what's happening in the past 2 weeks, the shooting in Buffalo, New York, and this one that took place today in Texas, you realize most of our teenagers, most of our young boys and girls growing up, they are into video games that has nothing to do with any other thing but shooting, war, video games. A lot of this comes from these video games too. They learn it, they practice it over, they grow up doing that. And then when they grow up now, where they have the real gun, the thing is fun. Now they try to do it in real life. That's what happened. So as parents, we have that responsibility as to what our kids watch, what they play with. Teach them how to build houses. Teach them business. Don't just give them video games that has to do with a gun and shooting it, punching it in someone's head. Don't do that. As a matter of fact, when I get home tonight, I will make sure that every war video game that is present in my household is gone. Because I don't want to be that parent that will sit one day and only to realize that a product of mine will ever commit such a heinous crime. There are so many things that we could do to prevent a lot of this stuff as parents. Shoot out video games. They think it's fun. After they do it so much, now they want to do it in real time where they have access to a gun. They want to see what it feels like because everything they learned was imagery, action, pictures, watching stuff, someone shooting someone in the head and hearing that, and now they want to experience it. If you watch the live, like the boy who did the 15, 14, 13 people in Buffalo, New York the other time, his shooting was live. He had his camera on, and then he goes and pow, kill somebody. Fire, pow. It's the same thing that happens with video games. We need to do something. It's not just the work of the government. Families need to do something. Mothers, fathers, community, organizations. We must employ programs that will help to curtail a lot of this. And this is how I leave you. Our condolences to all the families who lost their loved ones, the children today, to the school. It's a big crime scene. Our prayers are with you. Our condolences goes. We're praying for you. Praying for you, for God to sustain you, for God to comfort you. That's our prayer today. To all the families who are bereaved today, this thing is so touching to my heart because I'm a parent. I'm a parent. We all are alive today because of God's grace, just like the song says. And this is how I'm going to leave you with this shooting and horrific incident that took place in Texas today. It's horrific. We need to do something about it. Our leaders need to do something. It's sad.
I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people have died today.
Follow us online at facebook.com/Talk TV Media Network to get all the updates. We'll be posting all the updates online as they come in so you can read, browse, and see what's happening. Until then, this is how we're going to end this broadcast. Our peace, may the peace of Christ, may the peace of God be with you all.
I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary. I am no cooler than them. I am alive today, Baba. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people have died today. I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary. I am no cooler than them. Good morning, oh, good morning, Jesus.